If you think that is all that we have to say about Facebook today, then you don't know digits. There's other news coming from Mark Cuban, who is saying that he gives a thumbs up to Facebook, but a thumbs down to tech IPOs. And here to talk about is Steve Russolillo. Steve, how you doing?
Thanks for having me. Doing well.
So Mark Cuban, we should just backtrack for a second, one of the bigger beneficiaries of the web bubble more than a decade ago, got out at the right time, made a lot of money, has leveraged that position into owning the Mavericks, into becoming a TV star.
He's done pretty well for himself.
He's done pretty well. He came out with some comments regarding Facebook and the IPO. What did he say?
Exactly. So he had he put out on his blog a few days ago, basically talking about how this IPO has been so detrimental to investor psyche and how it's just had really just a very, very negative impact. We should say also that at the very end of his blog post, he disclosed that he bought 150,000 shares of Facebook. So that's the one big caveat in all this.
It seemed to have made money. He bought it near the lows.
Exactly. Bought at the lows. So it seems like he's doing pretty well right now. But it's interesting, though, because the points that he make are some pretty substantial points in the sense that, you know, people lost a lot of money in this IPO. They didn't know there was trading glitches. There were basically everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. And so he's highlighting some points that, you know, this investor sentiment is already way down. People have been burned so badly over the last decade, whether it be the tech boom and bust or whether it be the financial crisis in 2008. And so this is just another example of how a lot of people think that the insiders, the professional investors are gaming the system, and just the average regular guy on the street, there's no way that they can make money from this, and the stock market has turned into a huge casino. And so those are the points that he's making, and they are substantial points. And then it's funny because you get to the end of the post, he's like, oh, by the way, I'm buying this. And he makes it very clear. He says this is a trade, this is not an investment. And
right,
he compares it
to baseball cards.
Compares it to baseball cards. Yeah, he's just like, it's like trading a Barry Bonds card. You know,
right,
he said, I could just flip it tomorrow. And so,
although I wish I could just buy 150,000 shares and treat it like a baseball card collection.
It must be pretty nice, right?
It must be pretty nice.
Not anything you or I are going to know. But I mean, he does have some good points, though. And it gets back to what a lot of people have talked about over the last week, in the sense that this IPO here was so hyped going into it, and people were really looking forward to it. And it was almost seen as a way for the retail investor to get back into the stock market. And if this was going to be a good development, if this was going to play out well, maybe this would have increased confidence just in general in other investments within stocks. And now you're just seeing the opposite of that.
And the reason why it's even more exasperating to some people is that the reason why Facebook got priced so highly is because of the interest in the individual investor, not the institutional investor who had their doubts about the value that was being placed on it. The momentum in the stock price was because of the institutional investor, and they're the ones that seemingly have gotten burned.
Exactly. Yeah, and so
it's brought out some names from the past, like Mark Cuban and like Henry Blodgett, names that are associated with the tech bubble more than a decade ago, who have come out and said, see, things haven't really changed. It's still just as bad as it was a decade ago.
Isn't it amazing how many doubts now are starting? All the skepticism is really starting to ramp up about this company as an investment here. It's just, you're seeing it with not only just Mark Cuban, but you're seeing many more analysts come out and say they're a lot more skeptical about it. We had there was a column on MarketWatch saying that Facebook is a good investment. Was it $13? Yeah. So it's just, there's a lot of doubts creeping up now about
a lot of doubts and a lot of debates still to come. Thanks, Steve, for coming on.
Thanks so much.